So whilst doing that little take up there, I very nearly hit, or got hit by, I'm sure it was something like a peregrine falcon or something. It was massive. Well, luckily for you, I'm filming at 60 frames per second at the moment, so let's rewind a little bit. Still got adrenaline going here. Let's rewind a little bit and let's take a look, see what it was in slow-mo. Good evening, folks. It's 8 o'clock at night on a Wednesday evening. I should be rehearsing with my country project band, but we decided to not bother because it's too hot. So it gave me a chance to come out on this ridiculous bike. So yeah, it's new bike time. The SVs went back last night, and it was time to pick up the family of GSX-S's. We've got the 1000, which I'm riding right now. We've got the 750 that Egon's took care of, and Gaz is on the 125. And before we all joke and have a laugh about the fact that Gaz is on the 125, yes, he drew the short straw, having to bring that all the way back from Milton Keynes on the motorway, 2 hours. He actually said it was lovely. Obviously flat out for 2 hours, but he said it were not uncomfortable or anything like that. And do you know what? That is one good looking bike. If you were 17 years old and you just passed your CBT, I can't remember bikes being that sexy when when I was 17. You had to have something that looked a bit rubbish. But that is one hell of a good looking bike. So yeah, joking aside, it's part of the same family as the one I'm on, so that's why we've taken it. But yeah, I want to do a proper test on them all. This is basically the GSX-R in a naked body. So it's got a ridiculous engine, tuned more for the mid-range rather than detuned, but essentially it's the same bike in different clothes. It is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It actually does look badass. It's reading up on it, this is called the GSX-S1000Z or Z, depending where you're from, because it's got like it's got a bit of a stealth look to it. Everything's matte black, quite understated, but I think that's because it's understated because it is a bloody animal. It is ridiculous. This one was my favourite one when we had the track day with Suzuki. It was my favourite one of the day. You've got to take the Hayabusa out of that equation because that's just ridiculous, and you've got to take the GSX-R1000R really out of the equation because that is a full-on track weapon, where this felt like a normal bike, which it is. It's a street bike, but yeah, going around there hanging off it was ace. So yeah, I'm going to have a little play with this for a bit. Very excited for this next instalment. Summertime riding, chilling on a dirt road. Because it just revs so high and the gearbox is so tight and efficient. Like I say, it's the same engine and gearbox. It's a bloody lovely bike, this is, tell you. And so fast. Listen up. It like comes alive when you get up to top revs. It's like a different bike altogether when you get past 10,000. But the engine is so smooth and so nice. Lovely riding position. Dead comfy. This seat's really comfy. So no issues at all riding it from Milton Keynes. It felt lovely actually. In fact, we just sat behind Gaz the whole way because we wanted to look after him. So we just sat behind Gaz at 70 the whole way, and it was quite pleasant. It really was quite pleasant. I hope you can hear the soundtrack. I know normally I get nice audio, so I really hope it does come across well on the engine tone, because it's superb brakes as well. Got the same Brembos as the GSX-R. Oh, what an animal! You gotta look here, look. It just makes you laugh. Wow. This is the bike on the track that I did a wheelie at about 80 mile an hour by accident. And I, yeah, panicked a little bit, shall we say. But you're on a track, so you're alright, obviously. This has got so much power. It's quite scary, actually. The thing that I struggle with, you know, obviously my VFR is set up for my top box and everything's always on. So I've got my DSLR, my drone, everything's in there, no problem. Whereas all these like little bike reviews that we're doing, it's quite awkward because I've got to, as you can see, I've got to strap the DSLR to me. I'll tell you something though, you know, with it being naked, you bloody well have to hold on. When you get to, you know, approaching the speed limit, it just revs so high. The 750 that Egon's got looks beautiful. It's a gloss finish. But yeah, it looks really nice. This one just looks understated because it's the big one and it just looks mean. I suppose that's what you'd want when you... It's like the RS6 Audi. You know, that car is ridiculous. But it looks just like a family estate car. You don't realise, do you? Unless you know. So we're going to Chesterfield and up down A617 and then we'll go up towards Brampton. See what I mean? That is ridiculous. That is one fast bike. You really, genuinely have to hold on. Oh. It's so hard to hold on, I'm telling you. We got up to about 74 then. Thing is with this bike, big difference to VFR is this wants to be thrashed. Like, I can tell now it's just raring to go. And you would ride it like it as well. So I think you would most probably lose your license quite easily. Unless you're very sensible. Like the VFR, it's just lovely to ride slow. And it goes fast if you want it to, you know. If you want to open up that kind of riding style. But this is just like, it feels like it's, come on, let's have it, come on. Feels like it's just telling you to do it. Like now, look, it seems to be a bit snatchy. Because I'm in third, I'm doing 30 mile an hour, 2,500 revs. And it's just snatching, like as though it's saying, come on, stop being a pussy. So I think it will be quite hard to ride normally. So like now, look, I'm going to 6. So I'm in 6th now, 40 mile an hour. That's probably what you'd have to do, just sit in 6th. That's 6 now, 2,500 revs at 40. And even still, look, you give it some and it still wants to go. Like with VFR, you'd have to really change down to 3rd to give it some now. Otherwise it'd just bog down. And maybe would it be a boring bike if you're riding it slow? So smooth though. Engine feels lovely. I suppose that's nice, just cruising, 6th guitar, 6th gear, just under 5,000, 70 mile an hour. That's probably the best wheelie I've ever done. Oh man. Oh, that sun. Holy hell! Well, okay, so what have I just very nearly hit? Holy hell! Well, okay, so what have I just very nearly hit? Holy hell! Well, okay, so what have I just very nearly hit? I can't wait to see that slowed down. believe I just very nearly hit something like a peregrine falcon or something. I quite like that with the switch gear, the headlights, instead of having a low beam and a high beam on your thumb, it's just integrated into your pass. So you just obviously pull it to flash as you normally would on your pass switch, but just push it forward to knock it into high beam. Quite like that. What a bike, God! Just wants to pull out of your hands. Oof. That'll be a lovely photo when the sun drops out. The engine tone makes it sound like it's going fast all the time. Have a little nip up my favourite, Winnets. What a great bit of road, eh? Oh, that, you know, when you wipe it past 10, like I say, it's bloody sublime when you wind it up past that. Oh, it's like different altogether. It's like even smoother and even more ferocious. Anything past 10,000 and it's like... Hiya. Can I have a lager shandy, please? And a pack of salted nuts as well, please. Thank you. Oh, that's a nice boozer, isn't it? Oh, nice little pit stop. Packet of salted peanuts. I looked at my jacket when I pulled up, absolutely caked in bugs, so it's going to take some right cleaning. Oops, keys would be good. Keys would be good here. Well, this is definitely a monster, this bike. I'm not sure if I would, at this stage, this early stage, I would definitely say that the SV is more fun. Because this is that much of a handful, it's quite scary. It's a lovely bike, there's no question about that. But it's ferocious. This definitely falls. As I said, the SV falls into the ASBO bracket. This one most definitely falls into the hooligan bracket. Definitely. Hill assist, folks. Not even touching my throttle lock. I don't know if it'll do it here. There you go. Just pulled me uphill without any throttle. That's dead comfortable, that, whether you're the headlight switch gear. Just your main index finger. Instead of using your thumb, your left thumb, to flick up over your light switch to turn it from headlights to main beam, you just push your flash button forwards. Your flash lever, just pop it forwards with your finger. They're comfy. Lovely and smooth. That acceleration is so gorgeous. Gorgeous and effortless. Totally effortless. It's addictive and all. Right folks, I know we're in the dark and probably can't see much, but I'd like to thank you anyway for joining me on this first of many videos on the GSX-S range. Have a good evening, and I will see you soon. See ya.